This is Zoe, and she is one of my older actors in the homeschool group, and this is our spotlight on my cast. How old are you, Zoe?
I'm 16 years old.
And what was your first role that you ever had?
I was card number 5 in Alice in Wonderland.
How did you get started?
So we had a family friend and he contacted my mom. He was like, I think Zoe would really love to do this. And it went from there. I just tried it out and this is where I am now.
Have you always loved to sing? Were you singing? Were you always dancing at home?
That's the thing that's funny. I never sang in front of my parents. I never danced or anything. I hated singing in front of my parents. I still sort of do, but...
They make you nervous?
Yes.
How many shows do you think you have done?
A little over 30.
30. In how many years?
Probably 5 years.
Yeah, so sometimes you are doing 2 shows at once.
Sometimes 4. 3 or 4.
Really?
Yes.
What 4 shows were you doing at the same time?
I was actually doing All Shook Up, and then Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat, Clue, and then what else? I had another, Moana. It's really a lot to balance out, so my mom gets a little crazy.
Right, and they're in different phases because your Moana is in tech.
Yes.
We're still in rehearsals for this. So where are you with Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat?
Joseph, we have a few weeks until tech rehearsals.
Okay.
And then Clue's over.
Is it hard to keep everything straight? The dances, or when you're in that many shows?
I think keeping the dances and the lines and everything like that is pretty straight. It's just remembering, oh, when do I go to rehearsal? What time is rehearsal?
Your schedule. Tell me what the last thing you do before you go on stage. What's the last thing you do? You're waiting in the wings for your entrance. What's going through your mind, and is there something you do every time?
Okay, so when I'm standing in the wings, I'll go over my lines in my head and I'm gonna say, you can do this, you got this, you've rehearsed this a lot of times, and then I just sort of shake it out and then I go on stage.
Of all the roles that you played, what was your favorite so far out of 30 in 5 years?
Goodness. I'd say one of my favorites would be Mary Warren from The Crucible. I loved playing Nala from The Lion King. Bet from Clue. Those are some of my favorites.
What shows are you right now completely obsessed with? What are you listening to right now?
Oh goodness, I've recently been listening to A Chorus Line.
Auditions are coming up. Yes.
And then I always listen to Phantom of the Opera. Jekyll and Hyde. Yes.
What do you think are some benefits of being involved in theater?
I mean, coming from being homeschooled, when you first get homeschooled, a lot of times you don't have a lot of friends, so just meeting a lot of people can really just...
I'm keeping that. You can start over.
Okay. Alright, anyways, so when you come from being homeschooled, when you just first start out being homeschooled, I think just meeting a lot of people, you obviously make a lot of friends, and then I remember when I first started, I was a very shy kid, and just being in theater has really helped me not be so shy, so it's helped me, what's the word I'm thinking of?
Come out of your shell? I see that with a lot of girls. Especially, I think, teenage girls sometimes don't feel comfortable with really being themselves. I think that I've seen you guys and how it gives you an opportunity. What do you find is the most stressful about the production process?
Tech Week's pretty darn stressful, if I do say so myself, because...
There's a reason why they call it Hell Week.
Literally, it is, because you're incorporating costumes, and then you got microphones for some shows, and then lights, and set all the time. Ooh, just all combined.
So yeah, Tech Week is very, very, and everybody, there's just this sense of urgency, you know, that wasn't there before. We're at the Governor's School.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you tell me what the Governor's School is?
Okay, so it's basically we had COVID, so we didn't actually get to go. But
COVID sucks.
yeah, there's a bunch of. So I went into the opera little bit of it, and there's some opera singers that come in and they help teach you, and they show you videos and talk about their experiences and what colleges they went to, and also it's just a whole lot of very informative stuff, and they try to help you because they're like, oh, what do you want to do? Opera. So
Is that what you want to do?
I really want to do opera.
Oh, wow. I didn't even know that. I had no idea that that's what you wanted to do. So auditions. You have been in 30 shows, so it's safe to say you've auditioned 30 times. Does it get easier?
In a way, it does. Like for musicals, you know what you're doing, you know what to do, but you're always sort of going to have that fear, at least for me, you're always going to have that fear. And it's like, when you get up to sing your piece in front of everyone, it's like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. But as soon as you start singing, it's like, it's a whole other feeling. Like, it seems so easy once you actually start singing and you can just get into it. And then after that, you're like, wow, I can do anything now. I can go.
The little ones were not this hard.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I will definitely edit the crap out of this. You have no advice for these children.
It's not coming to my mind.
I know, right? How do I say this?
First thought.
Go ahead. You can just go.
First thought.
Okay,